Crypto dreams a brand new range. The future's here, no time to wait. Freedom's calling, let's create. Turning power to the people's hand. Together we'll reclaim this land. Join the alliance, take a stand for a brighter tomorrow. Everybody joins the crypto world. Break the chains, watch the future unfold. Decentralize, let your voice be heard. Everybody joins the crypto world. From wallets cold to markets high. Together we'll reach the sky. Knowledge share the guiding light. Invest with wisdom, shine so bright. Our alliance stands for liberty, shaping dreams into reality. A movement born in unity. It's the way we'll follow.
And hello, this is Shankar Poncelet coming to you live. What's up, crypto allies? We decided we would call you crypto allies because you watch the crypto show every day. Freedom Through Crypto is the show. And I hope you are doing well. I mean, give me a like here, subscribe to the channel, share this, because we're going to talk about something that a lot of people are concerned about, and that is round tripping. Round tripping, what does it mean? I think a lot of you are actually exposed to that, so we'll talk about that today. It's an important show because we'll talk about the essential parts of avoiding a round trip. And there's some very interesting ingredients in there. All right, well, let's get it started. Here we go. Okay, so round trip, this is something that a lot of people are experiencing, and I have the proof for you. Let me bring it up. So we have the question, what is a round trip? One of the crypto allies messaged me this. They said, my question is, no, actually, that's the wrong question. We had that question last time. Okay, never mind. We'll get to it in a different way, but essentially, the question was, I invested $50 into an app that was probably an investing app. And then no matter what she did, the amount kept climbing, right? It climbed up to $150. So that person tripled her money. And then all of a sudden, woo, all of a sudden everything was back down to 50. And then, you know, what happens is that you have hope. You have hope that it goes back up. And of course, what happens is it goes even further than your point of entry and you lost everything. So we refer to this as a round trip, okay? Meaning you start at a certain entry point and then you enjoy the ride up and then you get greedy, you don't take profits, and then everything goes back down again. So if you can relate to that, type in round trip in the chat, because I do believe that a lot of you can relate to that. And I want to talk today about a few aspects of avoiding the round trip. First of all, you have to understand that round tripping typically happens with a short-term investment time frame, right? People who are trading and who are good at it, and there's not a lot of people who are good at it, because do you have any idea amongst traders how many are successful versus how many lose money? You have any idea? You can type it in the chat. Out of all traders, only 20% make money and 80% lose money. Okay, so that means that a lot of what's going on in trading in crypto and also other assets, whatever money you make as profit, someone else has to provide in form of liquidity and then lose. And it has just been shown that most people, and that shouldn't come to any surprise, but most people actually lose money trading because they think it's easy and they think it's a way to make quick money. Nothing could be further from the truth. Trading is something that is a profession. It requires a lot of training, a lot of practice, and not everybody is good at it because it is anchored also on controlling your emotions. And we know that doing that is not very easy. People get very emotional. I myself have been an investor for over a decade, and I've started actively trading this year. As a matter of fact, I really changed my big business focus, started the Crypto Alliance, and started trading every day. I sit 4 hours behind charts and I try to detach my emotions from making those decisions. Essentially, a good trader looks at data and understands the macroeconomic news that is at play and then makes the decisions based on that. Now, as you may know, we are currently in a phase where so much is happening economically. Of course, with the new President Trump, who is actually very good and bullish on economy, but also creates a lot of uncertainty sometimes because he makes these statements that you just wouldn't expect from a president. For example, he mentioned today, I believe it was in Davos, where all the economic people meet, and it's like a very fancy meeting. And he mentioned, I want inflation, interest rates to go down. He also attacked, or I would say criticized, the big banks. I think he had an interview with the CEO of the Bank of America, and he said, I think you are treating your conservative clients, you're mistreating them, you're debanking them. So a lot of that creates uncertainty because people don't know, well, where are we heading? A lot of good news actually was released with him winning the presidency, and then the whole Bitcoin treasury. There we go, Bitcoin treasury, and the Trump meme coin, and then appointing politicians like Cynthia Lummis was appointed today to head the Digital Assets Committee. So a lot of good signals, but also his way of dealing with things, creating uncertainty. So that creates a behavior in the market that we refer to as choppiness, right? So it goes up and down, it chops up and down. And most unexperienced individuals, unfortunately, what they do is, instead of buying low and selling high, they do the exact opposite. They buy high and sell low. Why? Because they are very emotionally driven, meaning when they see the price going up and they hear the news and social media all jolly and super positive, they let that influence their emotions, and their emotions drive their actions. So they buy the asset when everything looks good. And then when it goes down and people are kind of not happy because they see the value of their portfolio go down, they sell off, right? And it is the exact opposite that you need to do. You need to, as a trader, you need to essentially take profit when everyone is happy, and you need to go shopping when everything is available as a discount and people are worried. But that takes time, experience, dedication, and also confidence in your theories. And I am here today to tell you, you don't have to be a trader right away. As a matter of fact, I think you should really, really wait with that until you have some experience and also you have the time in your life to doing so. However, what you can do, and I believe that right now more than ever is a smart strategy, is dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. Meaning every day you purchase a little bit of Bitcoin and you don't really look at the price. Why? Because really we are in times where we have unprecedented adoption for Bitcoin. I mean, all the big and important people talk about those Bitcoin treasuries we have, and this is only a matter of time. we have countries, we have states, we have important companies all looking into making Bitcoin as part of their asset class that they hold for the long term, which is very powerful. And then we have those BTFs, we have the ETFs that bring a lot of inflows. And we have, of course, Michael Saylor with MicroStrategy, who makes it possible for companies that can't really directly invest into crypto to buy shares of MicroStrategy and like so indirectly be exposed to crypto. And that is just leading to what I still keep being very convicted of, that there is going to be a $1 million Bitcoin at some point. I think in between 5 and 7 years, we will have a bull run at some point where Bitcoin touches $1 million. Now, that's a 10x from where we are now. And I'm asking you, when have you ever been in a situation where you were exposed to something that is getting global adoption and essentially you have the chance to 10x your wealth? And there's a very strong case to be making for dollar cost averaging, because it shows that it's a way to invest into crypto without really being too risky. Why? Because every day you only take a small fraction, whatever you can, $1 to $10 every day, and you buy some Bitcoin. It won't impact your everyday finances too much. You just skip your latte, right? And I understand that it's fairly basic, but that's how you need to get started. And that's what I'm offering you in a video that I have for you, which is behind crypto.lifestyle, which is a landing page. You go and give me your email, and then you get a response with a video that shows you in a fairly beginner-friendly way how you can start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. What you will also get when you are on that email list is regular updates about important things that happen in the market. I won't email you every day because I think nobody wants that, but I will email you frequently, especially when I see that something very important happens. Right now, a lot of important events happen, of course, but what we want to focus on is those events where essentially we are at the lower or higher boundary of a range in a specific asset class. Mostly we're of course focused on crypto because we're the Crypto Alliance. So as you may know, this is not common knowledge for beginners, but I'll try to explain to you. When we have the bull run, which is that phase of the market where all the assets go up, meaning in simple terms, the price of Bitcoin keeps climbing. When we have the bull run phase of the market, you can essentially split that into two big sub phases, right? The first one is the phase where Bitcoin grows because everyone is super euphoric about it. And then the last phase is called the altcoin season, standing for alternative coins. So why is that even happening? Well, it is happening because people who were early in investing in Bitcoin get to a certain point where they say, ooh, I've made some nice profits and I believe Bitcoin is slowing down. It's still increasing, but it's slowing down. So I'm going to take some profits and I'm going to invest them into alternative coins. Why? Because those alternative coins have still way more runway. They have more space in front of them to grow. So proportionally speaking, your money takes you faster to gains at a certain point in the bull run than just keeping it in Bitcoin. At least that's what is the case when you are a good trader who recognizes these levels and who understands, okay, now I need to take profit, shift into altcoins, let the altcoin push take me even higher, and then take profits again and probably safe harbor them in Bitcoin again. So the altcoin season happens, and this is something that I learned today on Ran Nuner's show, great show, by the way, Crypto Banter. And he said, and that's absolutely correct, the altcoin season starts when about, relatively speaking, more money flows into alternative coins than Bitcoin, right? So And right now, that might be a little bit of a problem because there's this strong adoption of institutional investors of Bitcoin. Again, Michael Saylor with MicroStrategy, and then the ETFs. And it's really the first time where we have that in a bull run, because in the past, crypto was mainly driven by what we call retail investors, people like you and I who see the vision and they invest. But with the participation of those treasuries, of the ETFs, and of companies such as MicroStrategy, we have purchasers of Bitcoin that have a very different behavior, because they are completely disconnected from emotions, and they will very likely not take profit, at least not to that high degree. They just will stay in Bitcoin. They're, if you will, institutional dollar cost averagers, right? They have no interest in chasing these trades. So what that then means is this is the first time we have a bull run where we have such heavy stakeholders in Bitcoin. And what Rand said today was, we don't quite know how that will evolve, how that will impact the altcoin season. The altcoin season will probably still happen, and it's a little bit delayed. It's not wanting to really pop just yet, but the experts agree. And we'll look at a chart here where I actually agree as well that that will happen soon. But essentially, the idea is that maybe the altcoin season will not be as strong as in the past. And if that is true, that gives even another reason to maybe just stay in Bitcoin or dollar cost average in Bitcoin, especially if you don't have the time to be a professional trader, to look at the charts all the time, right? One thing, there's two options really you can do, is either stay in Bitcoin or you can learn how to trade that choppiness, right? And that is what I'm currently doing. And I do have a boot camp coming up where I first teach you all the fundamentals of crypto, how to set up wallets, where to buy the crypto, how to do it safely, and all of that, so that you can have a chance at becoming a trader. I'll also expose you to that information of how trading works, at least to the degree that I am doing it. And again, all of that is available under the landing page, crypto.lifestyle. Now, at this point, let's take a look at my other screen here. And I'm going to show you why I believe that the altcoin season is really around the corner. Maybe a little bit delayed, but it's around the corner. And it is because the altcoin season is typically starting when ETH starts to wake up, right? Compared to Bitcoin. When ETH starts to wake up. And when we look at the chart here, really ETH has, according to technical analysis, ETH has to wake up any moment. Okay, so this is not the ETH chart. I'll get the ETH chart here for you. Actually, I want to look at this one. This is the Ethereum price mapped against Bitcoin. Okay, so wait, this is a little too busy. Let me turn off a few indicators. These are more advanced indicators, by the way, that I use for trading that help me make decisions. But essentially, when what I want to do is look at the 5-year horizon of ETH. So you see it here. So each candle here represents a week. Okay, so when we have a green candle, the price has ended from a weekly perspective with an increase, and when we have a red candle, it was a decrease. And what you can see here, and to me this is always very, very interesting that these charts respect these things. What you can see here with that yellow line, again, measuring ETH against Bitcoin, not ETH against the United States dollar, we have this yellow increasing line that is a support line. Ever since 2017, ETH against Bitcoin has respected that support line, right? And each time you see it touches the support line, well, the last time it did, at least, there was not many times on this chart, but then we kind of have this start of ETH rallying up, again, measured against Bitcoin. Now, see, I want to zoom in on this area here where we had, this was in let's see, this was September 2019, and then January 2020. Okay, so we have this one touch point, ETH takes off, and then it touches the support line again, also known as double bottom in analysis, right? And then we really take off. And this is what we're looking for, because this is an incredible increase, right? This is what we're looking for when we want to trade the so-called alt season, okay? Incredible increase here. So as you can see, we have touched the support line right now. And if it behaves the same time as last time, we might see a bounce off, maybe coming down to touch it again, and then we see the pop off, right? And as I said earlier, the start of ETH performing better than Bitcoin, which is exactly what this chart is, because it's ETH mapped against Bitcoin, that marks the start of the altcoin season. So that's that. The other thing that I want to mention here is when we look at the price of ETH itself, not mapped against Bitcoin, but just itself. I think here it is. Yep, so here it is. See, so we have, I'm gonna zoom in on just the tail end. So here, and then I look at 4 hours instead of weekly. Okay, so we have this formation of this triangle here that pushes ETH into either one direction. Okay, if we were to fall even more down, I mean, that would be kind of worrisome, but there is a high likelihood, because of the combination of the previous chart, that we're going to go up. And I do have a short-term trade open here, as you can see. So a lot to learn. To me, very, very exciting. And I can just tell you, people ask me when I meet them lately, so what are you doing these days? Are you still leading your marketing agency? And I tell them, no, it's my partner in life and business, Andrea, who still supports those legacy customers. But we have completely shifted to focusing on the Crypto Alliance. So you have to understand, I am someone who came to the United States, built a 7-figure business, halted it to now start the Crypto Alliance. Why? Because I always tell them, as a businessman, I want to focus my attention on the thing that gives me the biggest returns in the shortest amount of time. I also am interested, always be on the cutting edge of technology, always make sure that I don't become obsolete. Marketing agencies right now have a very, very tough time. I'm not saying that it's impossible to be a marketing agency, but you compete against AI agents, and it's absolutely insane what's possible. As a matter of fact, this video that I'll show you again in the past would have taken probably several, let's say a week or two to be produced. I did it on my own in 10 minutes, and none of this was created by human hand. It's all artificial intelligence. I want you to realize that. Let's take a quick look at the videos. So, and this includes the music, by the way. So here it goes. Yeah, so you see everything AI generated. And because I was able to do that in 10 minutes and it didn't take a team and 2 weeks anymore, that's exactly the reason why I decided to pivot into crypto education, really. Crypto education with one of our boot camps starting here in just 5 days. And the way you can be up to date on what I'm doing, because it's not the first, well, it is the first bootcamp, but it's not the last one, okay? The way you can stay up to date is go to the landing page, crypto.lifestyle. Know that you are learning and connected to someone and who is walking the talk, right? Who literally changed his entire life, you can say, to embrace this enormous power that is upon us, this change of our financial future. I'm absolutely certain, understanding how technology works, understanding how finances work, that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general are the future in finance, in the way we store value and transact with it. It is now that you have the time. It is now that you have the time to hear my words and make up your mind and say, I think he's right. I think he's onto something. And I want to be an early adopter. And I want to make sure I have secured generational wealth, or just I have some nice icing on the cake for my retirement, a little bit more than just what I'm working on right now. Deal? Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the email newsletter list. I'm getting ready to hop on a call now. Thank you so much for your time. As always, make sure that you understand that true wealth is the combination of being healthy, being energetic, and having financial freedom. This was Shankar Poncelet from San Antonio. Over and out for now. Thank you so much, my friends.